We all know that someone, and in some cases, we are that someone that hustle all the time, right? We work for 40 hours because it's that hustle that you want to, if you don't have 40 hours, it's for the week. And sleep is only optional and caffeine is not. We want to stay awake and stay empowered and it's always on. Busy, it's a badge of honor. We are busy all the time. We have no time for friends. It's just work, work, work all the time. And we always want more. More is more. Just add more, right? Speed over sustainability. Just don't fall behind. And you're always behind someone. No matter how far you've gone, it's always the next goal. Because we live in the age of highlight reels that you see on Instagram, on TikTok, on social media, where you see everyone else's wins, but never their burnout. And hustling is kind of like the new religion for the overachievers. But here's the thing. What's the cost of praying to the wrong God? Meaning, if hustle is a religion and you're praying to hustling all the time, what do you think will happen? Right? Do you guys have any of these symptoms? Perpetual exhaustion, big effort, but inconsistent returns, or guilt whenever you try to have a day off. Like you're, constantly, you have this anxiety, right? Before your laptop even opens, you have this like stress, right? Or a plateau that feels kind of like a trap, or drowning in content, right? But starving for clarity. Or perhaps self-doubt replacing instinct, or a growing resentment toward the work you used to love. Now, this isn't a laziness problem. It's an energy misalignment problem. Let me tell you a quick story. I've been in this business for over 30 years. And when I say this, I mean teaching, writing, showing up on stage, on screen, and in the trenches. And over the years, I've built a team, landed dream clients, spoke to rooms of 14,000 people live on stage, hosted my own TV show annually since the year 2000, and somehow, along the way, ended up writing 190 books across Feng Shui, Bazi Qimen, Yijing, the whole metaphysics landscape. We've done live streams where 24,000 people tune in live across 3 days. And today, there are 3.5 million subscribers on our YouTube channel, 2.2 million on Facebook, who follow this kind of work that we do. And I've been featured on media outlets like CNN, Bloomberg, CNBC. They have called and featured my work. So yeah, from the outside, it looked like I had it all figured out. But here's the truth most people don't see. I was doing all the right things. Busy, fully booked, productive, but deep down I was circling, moving, but never quite landing. Always one launch, one project, one win away from finally feeling aligned. And then it hit me. I didn't have a strategy problem, for sure. I had a belief problem. The moment I shifted the 3 foundational beliefs that I had, not just in my business, but in how I thought, decided, and executed, everything changed. Revenue, yes, but also clarity, confidence, peace of mind. And that's what today's session is about. Because if someone who has published 190 books and run live events for tens of thousands of people can still feel a kind of off track, then this isn't about how smart you are or how hard you work or how much you hustle. It's about calibration, guys. And that's exactly what I want to help you unlock today. Over the next 45 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 3 core belief shifts that changed everything for me and for the people I've worked with. Let me get one thing clear. Hustle isn't the enemy, but blind hustle is. Some of the most successful people I know got where they are because they truly hustle. They hard, fast, relentlessly. But then again, even more people that I know who also hustle just as hard is more lost than ever. They're feeling stuck. They're still struggling, or worse, they feel beaten down by life. burnout, delay, random results. Everyone says it's because you're hustling too hard. But here's the truth. Hustle isn't the enemy. Misaligned hustle is. And here's what frustrates me the most. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're doing the right things in the wrong order, or chasing strategies that never had a chance of working for their situation. You've probably seen the advice. Post more content, niche down, charge your worth, do another launch. Some of it sounds right. Some of it might even work. But deep down, you know it's much more than that. So what is the real enemy here? The real enemy, it's the invisible misalignment. When you're misaligned, it's when your output doesn't match your wiring. When you're forcing yourself to build like someone else, when your productivity system actually drains you, or when your goals are right, but your execution strategy is completely wrong for your design. You're not lazy. You're just running someone else's playbook on a system that wasn't built for you, wasn't meant for you. That's why progress feels unpredictable. That's why your energy crashes midway. That's why you second guess every move. It's not your effort. It's your calibration. You don't burn out because you work too hard. You burn out because you work hard in a way that fought your natural rhythm. That's the real enemy. And that's why no planner, no app or dopamine detox will fix this problem. But what if you had an operation manual? You had a tool that gives you a monthly strategy that's built around you, personalized for you, kind of like a personalized map that is one of one, matching your personal attributes, your personal strengths, your personal energy rhythm, your execution style. That means no more overthinking, no more wasted hustle, no more playing someone else's game. That means you start building unstoppable momentum on your terms. You're not one funnel or one launch or one productivity app away. What you actually need is just a shift, a system for unlocking leverage in how you think, how you decide, and how you sell. Now, the fact that you're all here right now, you're one of three types of performers here. You're either an aspiring performer, a high performer, or an elite performer. Let me tell you the difference. An aspiring performer is someone who's working really hard, staying consistent, but still not seeing the results. Okay? Do you match this kind of performer right here? Or if you're a high performer, you're kind of getting the results, but it's hard, it's inconsistent, and it's often very draining and very tiring. But you're a high performer, or you are the elite performer, the kind that delivers consistent results through calibrated action without burnout. Now, you're either one of these performers, but moving up this ladder is only the first part. Staying on top as an elite performer is the real goal, and that's the hard part. You know what they say, right? Getting rich is the easy part. Staying rich is hard. Anyone can get rich if they get an inheritance or they get a gift somewhere, but staying wealthy, staying rich is a lot of hard work. That's the same with business. You might get lucky with one or two big clients, but staying at a level that is performing and having that great income and revenue, being that great performer, that elite performer, that's pretty hard. Now, there are three groups of people in this room. The first one are the busy professionals with an open mind, okay? And they're kind of like, they're pretty tired chasing goals, they're drowning in decisions, right? But this group of people, they have one desire: simpler clarity, right? Better timing and less friction in what they do. These are busy professionals. This is what they want. The second group of people are the entrepreneurs who need an edge. Well, this group of people, they are probably in a high competitive field, right? Or probably suffer strategic fatigue or the shiny object syndrome. That's what a lot of entrepreneurs do. I mean, how many of you guys here are entrepreneurs? You always think about the next big thing, right? Oh, what can I do next? How can I add value? How can I do the next project, right? So they need the unfair advantage. They need more clarity. They need precision timing. These are the second group of people who will benefit from this training. And the third group, these are the group of the metaphysics enthusiasts, my kind of people, the enthusiasts and the practitioners of Feng Shui, Bazi Qimen, Yi Jing, metaphysics people. Now, here's the thing. This group of people, they study a lot, right? A lot of theory, but struggle to apply this stuff. They know so many things. They read every Feng Shui book and every astrology book. Problem is, they need more depth and mastery and real life integration. That's what they need. They don't need more content. They need to know how to apply this stuff into their daily life so that they become better. So today, I'm going to show you how to make clearer, sharper, more profitable decisions. Even when everything around you feels uncertain, using something most high performers have never tapped into. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to learn about the 3 traps. Once you understand the 3 traps and how you release yourself from the traps, you will be able to excel. Let me tell you about the first trap. More information does not lead you to more clarity. Let me ask you something. How many books, podcasts, and online courses have you consumed trying to improve your performance, productivity, or business clarity, or relationships? Let me guess. Plenty, right? But has more input actually made it easier to make decisions? Or has it just made your to-do list longer? So here's the trap. Most high performers think their problem is lack of information. So they keep searching. But the truth is, you don't need more knowledge. You need a way to filter what actually matters to you right now. You gotta, at some point, stop searching for inspiration online or everywhere else and start searching for instructions. Let me tell you a personal story. When I first got into Chinese metaphysics, and by the way, I coined this term, Chinese metaphysics, my main focus was Feng Shui and astrology. I fell in love with Feng Shui and astrology. Now, for those who aren't familiar, Feng Shui is the art and science of optimizing your space to support your goals. Be it wealth goals, health goals, relationship goals, clarity, your environment can amplify or block all of it. So to be honest, I was mesmerized by, Feng Shui and astrology because of one line my old teacher said to me. He said, when I was learning Feng Shui, he said this to me, young man, if you know Feng Shui, you want to be poor also very hard. He said that in Chinese. I kind of explained that in English. He said, 你識風水,你想窮都好難. So I'm like, oh, wow. All right. It wasn't meant to be super rich, right? It's just like, oh, I just don't want to be poor. All right. So that motivated me to learn so that I can improve my life. Now, would you agree? You can be smart, talented, and hardworking, but if your environment is fighting you, then poverty becomes a full-time job. So back then, I made the same mistake a lot of ambitious high performers do. I went too academic because I loved this so much. So I studied everything. I buried myself in technical theory, in classical literature, translating the old text, for example, hundreds and hundreds of formulas and theories, complex case studies, charts, compass directions, analysis. I mean, you name it. I thought that more knowledge would unlock more power. But the more I learned, the further I drifted from real impact. Until one day, I leaned into my actual strength. Teaching. I stopped obsessing over complexity and formulas and started to turn Feng Shui and astrology into an application-based, actionable life improvement art. I focus on the outcomes of the learners in my community instead of the formulas, or how authentic the formulas are. That's when everything changed. The message got clearer, the audience grew, and the results followed. So the old way of doing this is, how many of you experienced this? Countless tabs left open for months end, right? Endless YouTube binge. I mean, those days, there are tons of books we have to go through. These days, people watch YouTube, right? And how about that? Shiny object syndrome. Wow, the latest thing, right? This is the new thing. This is a new discovery. Someone said that in that forum. A lot of trial and error. That's the old way. Now, the new way is the personalized monthly focus that taps into my rhythm, strategy that match to energy cycles that is aligned with mine, and just-in-time clarity instead of having that, I got to get the next formula. It's about knowing what to look for and decisions that you can trust. That's the new way. I mean, I've seen this over and over again with clients who were smart, driven, but drowning. I mean, they had all the resources. My money is not a problem for them, but they had no compass. They were trying to build a strategy without a strategy for how they should operate. That's the first trap. Now, what's the second trap? The second trap is the strategy mismatch that leads to burnout. Let me share with you something that I've learned the hard way. Burnout doesn't always look like, someone is lying on the floor, unable to move. Sometimes it looks like a high-functioning frustration. I mean, you're still showing up at work, right? You're doing your part. You're doing all the work, and you're getting decent results, but it feels way harder than it should. You seem to meet with a lot of blockages or, obstacles, and the worst part, you blame yourself. You think, maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I'm just not built for this, or maybe I'm not working hard enough. But here's the truth no one tells you. You don't burn out because you work too hard. You burn out because you work hard in a way that fights how you're designed to operate. That's called a strategy mismatch. And it's one of the biggest hidden killers of momentum. Here's an example. It's like giving the same workout plan to a sprinter, a yogi, and a power lifter. It doesn't matter how good the workout plan is. If it is not designed for your type, it's going to fail. Or worse, you're going to fail on it and assume it's your fault. The same goes for business strategies, relationship strategies, productivity systems, morning routines. You know what they say, right? There's this waking up at 5 a.m. and get the day started kind of thing, that everyone has a morning routine. Hey, waking up at 5 a.m. is not for everyone. Have you heard of night owls? How many of you here work better at night? I mean, I work better at night. From 12 to 2 a.m., I'm like, this is the best time in the world. I'm most productive at that time because it works for different people. What works for someone else might quietly drain you because the strategy isn't wrong. It's just wrong for you. You understand that? So once you shift this belief, everything changes. You stop copying frameworks or strategies that don't fit you. You stop blaming yourself when someone else's system doesn't click, and you start designing around your actual wiring, not your idealized version of success. That's what creates sustainable momentum. Now, some of you already know this. We've become known over the years for our work in Qimen Dunjia as strategists, consultants, and advisors. And we work with CEOs, founders, business owners, startups, investors, and everyday people just trying to figure out, their next best move. And if you're new to it, Qimen, simply put, is an ancient Chinese metaphysical system originally used as a battle strategy. Today, we use it to help people make sharper, better timed decisions in life and in business, not guesses, not feelings, not that imaginary stuff. Qimen is a system helping people make decisions backed by energetic timing, situational alignment, and personal strategy. So in real terms, here's what Qimen can help you do. See the window, the timing for when to act or when to wait. Or pick the right play. Which approach suits your energy right now? Because people's energy changes. Or avoid strategic waste. Stop forcing action when the odds aren't on your side. That's what Qimen does. Let me give you a real example. Two people can have the same chart, right? Same question, same business problem, same external challenges, even the same goals, and yet their strategies need to be completely different. One may be wired to push, the other needs to pause and prepare. One might need visibility, the other might need leverage behind the scenes. So the problem isn't the strategy itself. The problem is trying to use someone else's strategy when what you really need is your own. That's why people burn out. Not because they're not capable, but because they're calibrated to a path that was never theirs in the first place. And once you realize that, you'll stop asking what works, and you'll start asking what works for me. That shift alone can unlock more momentum than a year of hustle ever could. Now, here's the old way of how people do it, or how high achievers do it. They try to follow the proven methods. Heard of this before? Right? They learn about copying strategies and tactics from top achievers. Just follow what they do, right? And then getting stuck in guilt when it doesn't work. But the new way is about the strategy that matches your personal energy and strengths. The new way is about knowing the actions filtered by timing and energy cycles that's personalized to you. And the new way is about systems you can actually sustain because it's based on your personal rhythm. That's the second trap. Now, let's talk about the third trap. The right move at the wrong time will equal the wrong result. Let me paint you a picture. When you finally figure out your strategy, let's say that, and you stop copying other people's playbooks, you stop following other people's tactics and strategies. Let's just say you've even, started honoring how you are wired, but then something feels, kind of off. You launch too early, or you hire too late, or you double down just as the window closes. And it's frustrating because you're doing the right things, but the results don't match. That's not bad luck. That's just bad timing. Here's the thing. High performers hate hearing this, but it's true. Skill doesn't beat timing. The best ideas executed at the wrong moment won't just fail. It can cost you confidence, resources, and momentum. And let's be totally honest here, guys. Most people don't have a timing strategy. They just go when they're ready or when the market says so. But energy doesn't work that way, guys. Neither does real momentum. When you understand timing, everything sharpens. You take fewer shots, hit more targets. You conserve energy for the windows that actually matter. You stop pushing uphill and start riding aligned waves. That's the difference. Now, let me give you an even deeper layer to this. A lot of people know me for Qimen Dunjia. But long before Qimen, my first love was Bazi Chinese astrology. Bazi is what you might call the OG life planning tool. Most people stereotype it as fortune telling, but they couldn't be more wrong. Bazi astrology is a precise diagnostic framework. It maps your strength, your challenges, your natural tendencies. But more than that, it tells you when to act and what kind of action suits your personal rhythm at that time. And today, after 30 years in this business, my clients book me for a session which typically costs $10,000. But you can also get a destiny reading from any respectable consultants for about $300. Typically, these sessions are not just about life planning, but more on problem solving. Usually, an urgent and unsolvable problem kind of situation. But in general, it helps people decide. Kind of like questions relating to when to marry or not to marry, when to switch careers, when to go all in on a business deal, when to hold still and when to make bold moves, and even how to navigate relationships and educational paths. It's that powerful. But here's the problem I saw over and over again. People would go through a Bazi consult, a Bazi reading, learn the basics, maybe even take all the notes, and then forget what to do and when to do. So every time they wanted to make a big move, like start a company, hire a new team, pitch a deal, propose marriage, for example, they have to dig through all the old notes, like flip through the books or check the calendars and cross-reference charts and so on. By the time they figure out the right time, the opportunity was already gone. I mean, I've seen this happen too many times. And that's when I realized that even the most powerful system in the world is useless if it's not accessible. And that's also why I spent almost 2 years creating the TRIPLUS Personalized Monthly Forecast. So here's the thing. The Personalized Monthly Forecast is a hyper-personalized, actionable guide for high performers, delivered monthly based on your personal Bazi and Qimen charts. It's not a generic horoscope, not a PDF of inspirational quotes that you get these days on Instagram. It is a strategic operating system for your life and business, customized, time-sensitive, and tailored to your personal energy, focus, and timing for the month. In the report, you'll get 35 pages of personalized insights based on your birth date and time, highlighting your opportunities and challenges across 7 key life areas like wealth, relationships, and personal growth. It's very similar to sitting down with a consultant one-to-one, but not just reading, navigating, and interpreting your chart, but translating them into actionable tasks and intelligence. Now, here are some of the sections that you will see typically in that report. So you begin with an overview, right? In this overview, it gives you kind of like the mantra for the month, summarized in one short paragraph. And it tells you the energy framework, whether it is on a high side or the low side, which ones are improving so you can focus more on that, or which sections that you might want to pay a little bit more attention to in a glance. This is super easy in a graph. Okay? And then it moves on to the overview based on your personal elements. So this page is kind of like the executive summary for that month. It gives you the insights in one page. And then we're going to break it down to key important points based on relationships. And you will see here a section where certain dates are highlighted. So these dates kind of tell you which days your energy can peak, which days your energy might be least favorable in terms of relationships. And you know, relationships are based primarily on 5 specific emotions: joy, trust, fear, sadness, or frustration. So as you can see, a lot of the sections in the report are built with diagrams and charts, which makes it easy to see at a glance. There will be descriptions, of course, but there will also be graphs just like this. It gives you the highlights. Check this out, for example, the personalized good dates. It tells you immediately which dates are useful for what activities. So there are kind of like 5 pillars that this report is built on. The first pillar is about self-awareness. It guides you to know how you think, lead, and decide. This is super important. Just by this alone, there will be personal growth. The second pillar that this report is built on, this 35 pages is built on, is about friction finder. It's kind of knowing where the blind spots are or where the blockages are, and you want to turn the disadvantages into advantages, turning them into fuel for your life. And the third pillar is about performance windows. You want to be able to move smarter, not later. The fourth pillar, strategic focus, is about knowing where to lean in and what to pause. That's super important. It's not all about, hustling all the time. It's knowing when to do it. And the fifth one, which I think is really, really useful for a lot of people, it's the relationship advantage. Know who energizes you and who drains you for that month. It's super important. So you could be studying Bazi Qimen or Feng Shui yourself, of course. You could spend 5 to 10 years learning how to decode charts and learning how to decode your timing cycles and elemental interactions and all that. And even then, you'll still be second guessing when it really matters. But that's the old way. This new monthly destiny personalized report solves this by doing all the decoding for you. No classes, no memorizing, no digging through charts and books. You open it, you scan through it, and you know what to do this month. That's it. This also solves the first trap. You don't need more information. You need better calibration. And remember, trap number 2, this strategy worked for them. It should work for me. That sort of thinking. Well, that thinking, that's what burns people out. That's what causes massive burnout. Why? Because strategy needs to be personal. What works for a type A high performer, fire dominant CEO might completely bomb someone who is a water dominant chart that needs resource star, for example. It needs to be personalized. But people don't know this. So they push harder, blame themselves, keep wondering, why isn't this working for me? With this personalized monthly report, you don't have to follow other people's plans anymore. You follow your own. You get decision, leadership, relationship, and emotional guidance customized on how you are wired, not how others think you should be. And we all know action is super important. But without timing, you're just pushing at the door that isn't meant to open yet. And you're going to waste a lot of energy and time and resources and heartbreaks. But this report is more than that. It's not about waiting for the right time. It's about making whatever time you've got right. What's best to do in this month? The monthly destiny report gives you those ages, those moments where timing lines up with what you're trying to do. Leadership, money moves, creativity, visibility, rest, all mapped out for you. So you're not guessing. You're not going to be forcing. You're not scrambling through Bazi books or charts trying to make sense of, the chart math at 2 a.m. in the morning. If you wanted this kind of personalized strategy, you could wait 2 to 3 months to get in on my personal calendar for a consult and pay $10,000. Yes, that's what people pay. I solve high-stakes problems for high-level people. Or maybe book with another respected consultant for $300 every time you need a timing reading. But what if you could get all this in a report just for $47? With the personalized destiny report, you skip the wait. You skip the consult. You skip the cost. You get clarity, strategy, alignment delivered to you in your inbox every month. That's not just transformation, guys. That's time freedom. That's decision power. That's wealth creation without the burnout. So let me put this all here together for you. A personalized monthly forecast with any consultant can be $300 per month. What if you could do all this for just $47? And there's more. The TRIPLUS is more than just this personalized report. I want to make this a no-brainer for people who are ready to finally move in alignment. I've added a few extra things here, okay, to make this even more valuable for you guys. Membership comes with 5 bonus features that are handpicked, featuring the best we have to offer. The first one is the Qimen Oracle. Now, let me tell you a little bit about how this oracle works. Basically, people come to us for readings that are based on a typical question that they have, or a concern, or a problem. So we call that either a Yi Jing reading, or an oracle reading, or a Qimen reading. Okay, I've been doing this for 30 years. And here's the habit that we have in our school, in our academy, and in our practice. From day one that I've started, I've always been keeping records. And you can see in our Ask Joey Up sessions, or in our Telegram, or on our Facebook, we have a lot of questions, a lot of Q&As, and we have compiled that, all the consults and all the questions in the last 30 years. And with the help of AI, we are able to synthesize all this as if I am doing the reading. And I'm consistently testing this and improving it. And with the help of a very powerful tech team, we've managed to come close to about 90 to 95% of me actually doing a reading on demand. So if you have a question on a career or business or relationship, you can key it into this section and you ask the question, and then it's kind of like me actually reading through the Qimen Oracle chart. A typical Qimen Oracle chart looks like this. So now you can learn this yourself, of course, but if you know how I do it, you will know which boxes to read. And once you are able to learn this in 5 to 10 years, then you interpret yourself, but I could do it for you. The answers will just appear like this. And it will be personalized to you because the system already knows your date and time of birth. it will combine it with that particular minute that you're asking the question and plot the Qimen Oracle chart. That's how personalized it is. And because they understood the last 30 years of how I've been doing it and the answers that I typically give, now you will see an answer that's personalized to you. And we are still improving this over time. You gotta check this out. It's super, super cool. And the answers that you receive are 90 to 95% accurate, tailored to you. You gotta check this out. Now, that's just the second bonus that you're getting. The third bonus, if you're joining us today, you're going to get access to the Tribe Vault. Now, this vault is super cool. You know, we've been in this business for so many years. We have webinars and seminars and a lot of events, even on-site. So we've taken some of these old videos and old recordings of lessons that we've done over time, and we put them all inside the vault. So you get access and one stop to a lot of this information and learning. Like, for example, if you look at the vault here, you will see sections on Bazi, Feng Shui, Qimen, even a section on guided manifesting. In the tribe, sometimes I will have a manifesting guide released to the group whenever a specific time comes out that I could do it. I will put it right here. So the vault is super valuable. That's bonus 3. And also, you have stuff like this. One-page guides, instantly actionable techniques. For example, here you have Feng Shui your bedroom, or the descriptions of the Qimen deities, for example. So time and time again, the vault keeps expanding, and that's what you get access to. Now, also as a bonus for tribe members, you also get the annual Feng Shui guide. Now, this is super cool because the annual Feng Shui guide is what to do this year if I want to activate my Feng Shui. So typically, if you engage a consultant to come to your house, first of all, you have to pay for the consultant's flight, logistics, and not to mention the entire consultation fee and all that, right? It costs a lot to get a consultant over. Or if you want to learn this yourself, you still have to pay for the courses. But what if you have a printable version of the template that most consultants use to update the annual Feng Shui? You get that as well. So you can update your Feng Shui on your own. Super cool, isn't it? And here's the 5th bonus that comes with this, and I think this is perhaps the most valuable of all. Now, I think, and if you've been to our events before, this is a picture of our events. This is the Feng Shui and Astrology, where 14,000 people attended live, and it's super fun. And members get an invitation to attend this event instead of buying a ticket. If you want to buy the tickets, by all means, but if you're part of our tribe, you get an invitation to come. That's true value by itself. And finally, there will be, time and time again, random drops of bonuses. Now, this one, it's typically based on whatever is available at that time. Maybe kind of like a VIP access to some of my training or surprise gifts here and then. So this is the priceless thing. Let me tell you typically what happened 12 months ago. Okay, this is the past. Now, the past does not necessarily equals the future, but this is truly what happened 12 months ago. There's the FSA ticket that we gave out to our tribe members. There was the FSA virtual encore ticket for those who couldn't attend in person. And then there's the Bazi Personality Plus online training program that we gave away before for past members who joined us back then. And then we had the Awaken Your Destiny Challenge as a VIP guest. And then there was this priceless Tribe Plus jacket. We don't have this anymore, but who knows, in future, right? We might have something new. Then the Next Gen ticket that we have. Next Gen is a summit we did for young entrepreneurs. People want to start a business, want to learn the strategies and marketing and all that. So that was done in the previous 12 months. Then we have your Change Your Feng Shui, Change Your Life VIP access. And then we have the Bazi Awaken live stream event. Then we have the Tribe VIP ticket that we've given away. And then there was this Tribe virtual encore. And then there was the FSA live in-person VIP access. And then there's the Wealth Activation Kit. So this is 12 months ago. And the total value of this was $3,257. So that was the bonus drops. Now, if you put the entire package together, a personalized monthly report or personalized monthly reading is typically $300. And you have that for 12 months, it's going to be $3,600. A Qimen Oracle reading itself is $197 a month if you are getting one reading a month. And that's $2,364. And access to the vault, that's a $99 per month access. You put that together, it's $1,188. And flagship events, if you're coming for my Feng Shui and astrology seminar or Thrive, that's $197 and $697. Or you are getting the annual Feng Shui guide, that's another $197. And bonus drops, just the past 12 months before, that was $3,000. So the total value here is $11,243. But you're not going to be paying anywhere near this amount. In fact, you won't even be paying what my one-on-one clients pay for a single session with me, that's $10,000. Or what others pay for a one-off timing Bazi consult, that's typically $300. The membership fee here is just $47 a month. That's right, $47 a month for everything. No contracts, you could cancel anytime, but once you see how your life changes, when you stop guessing and start aligning with your true energies, you wonder, how you ever did it any other way. So you save time, you save money, and you stop living off guesswork and secondhand advice. Now, if you want the kind of clarity CEOs pay $10,000 for, but you want it every month without booking a single consultation call, then this is it. Look, if you made it this far, something in this has clicked, isn't it? But I don't want you to hope that this works for you. I want you to experience it. That's why for the first 100 people only, I'm offering something super crazy. That's why I'm calling this the Crazy 100. Try TRIPLUS for free for 30 days. Get your full personalized report. Get it for free this month. Access your good dates, your decision zones, check out your energy forecast, test it, use it, see what changes in your life. If it's not valuable, just cancel. No charge, no question. But if you love it, and I think you will, you'll only be charged $47 a month after 30 days. Zero risk for you, full experience, cancel anytime within the trial and pay nothing. Okay? I built this to give people their age back. And now I want you to feel that age before you ever pay a single cent. The only risk here is if you do nothing. I'm assuming all the risks. So go ahead and claim your free 1-month trial. You can do it right now. For those of you who want to skip the trial instead and go straight for that 12 months, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the 12 months of your personalized monthly report. And in fact, you're going to only pay for 10. That means you're going to get 2 months for free. Now, it's only $470 instead of $564. And all the bonuses that I mentioned earlier. So either start with the free trial, try the Destiny monthly report for 30 days, and then pay $47 after. You can still cancel anytime. Or if you want to skip the trial and go straight to the annual payment, then you'll get 2 months free. And that's $470 today. So scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now or the link that you see on the comment section and go to the enrollment page. Either way, you stop guessing, you start aligning. And this time, next month, you look back and say, why didn't I do this sooner? I'll see you in TRIPLUS.